I'm assuming a lot of you guys are fans of Dead by Daylight. Now, me and Amanda were looking at some of the things that they're doing for their 4-year anniversary, and we were trying to figure out who the new killer was that they're going to bring. There's been rumors as far as Pennywise, Candyman, Pinhead, and so forth. And then you go on their website, and it's this image. Now, I would assume that this image corresponds with the new killer on some degree. Now, for me, this doesn't exactly exemplify anything from Candyman, Hellraiser, or It. And then some of the descriptions that they're giving. Like, hold on, let me pull up their actual site here, because it seems like they have a certain criteria of how, like, what they're saying along with the killer. And I'm trying to match it up against it to see if I can guess exactly who it is. So here's what it says on their website. During these exceptional times, the Dead by Daylight team has worked hard to prepare a panel-based review of the past year and most notably of the year to come. Panelists will be presenting from their homes, giving fans and journalists alike the breakdown of the most recent developments within the game, what the ever-active and thriving Dead by Daylight community has been up to, and will end with a reveal of Chapter 16. This new chapter will feature a classic license, one that has marked the horror world since its inception. As with every new chapter, it will feature a new map, a terrifying killer, and a mysterious survivor. See you in the fog, the Dead by Daylight team. Now, after reading that, I'm wondering what it could possibly mean. You're saying Pyramid Head? See, I thought that, Nicholas, from just the view of the four. The four definitely looks like Pyramid Head, but then I look at the skull. The skull was something new that I just saw today. And instantly, what I thought, it's probably nowhere near it, probably not at all, but the first thing I thought was the Tarman from Return of the Living Dead. And then I thought of the possibility of having the Tarman as a killer, the map being the cemetery with the warehouse and the mortuary with the chapel attached to it as the fucking Return of the Living Dead Part 1 map. That would be pretty cool. And then I thought of Survivor, Mysterious Survivor. What would that mean? Well, technically, all of the survivors, or all of the characters for the most part, Return of the Living Dead, are pretty much mysterious. But the first thing that popped in my head was, I think it was Ernie, the crematorium guy that worked in the mortuary. There's been a ton of mystery around his character on whether he was a Nazi or not. So that could possibly be the killer, but the survivor there. But then there's also possibilities of Trash, some of the other punk characters that you could do cosmetically that would make a shit ton of money just off certain things that you could change. Like, when you look at that, I look at the jawline, how the skull is, and the oozing from the eyes. The oozing from the eyes is what makes me think Tarman, because it doesn't look like blood. But I can't think of any other classic horror franchise that kind of has that. I'm at a loss because I don't think it's Candyman. Not with that. I don't see any correlation with Candyman in that image. I don't see any correlation with Hellraiser in that image. So I'm at a loss as to what it could be. Because I've heard everything that the 4 kind of looks like Candyman's hook. I've heard everything that the 4 looks like Pyramid Head's helmet. But then I mean, I don't see. Because I mean, does Pyramid Head fit that criteria? As like classic franchise and mark the world of horror since its inception? Like, is that really something that has that criteria? I mean, the survivors, you can go with any Silent Hill survivor and it's mysterious for the most part. But I don't know. Outside of Tarman popping into my head over and over and over, I don't know what this could be referring to. But I believe it's May 26th is when they're having their celebration and the reveal. So we will find out then, unless they come out with something beforehand, like maybe a teaser trailer or something like that. I heard on channels like Polyester theorizing that it could be Jason Voorhees, seeing how they got the board game that's coming out this summer, and that's coming out despite the lawsuit. So, or the legal battle between Victor Miller and Sean Cunningham. So he's theorizing that it could be something that the people at Behavior, the developers of the game, may have worked out some kind of deal with either or both to get Jason into the game. Which, if they do, kudos to them. But I don't see this as a reference to Friday the 13th at all. Maybe if it was a decayed head that could possibly go for Pamela's head, maybe. Unless this is Pamela's head present day and it's completely rotted down to the bone, maybe. But I don't think it's Jason. But I mean, it would be awesome to have Jason in the game, just because now you have Freddy, Michael, and Jason all in the same game together. That'd be pretty cool. But I very much doubt that it's Jason. Now I did hear about the Candyman DLC possibly coming to Dead by Daylight. I have no doubt that Candyman is coming to the game, but because the Candyman movie was pushed because of the whole pandemic, it's likely they flipped their licensed characters that was going to be coming out, because they probably had this licensed character probably scheduled to come out maybe in October or something like that, maybe somewhere down the road. But because they now want to sort of time out when Candyman comes out to bring out the Candyman DLC, if they have it. I'm not saying it's 100% that they do, but I'm saying it's very likely that they do. I think it's ultimately going to be where Candyman comes out around the same time the movie does. That would be my best guess for both properties to capitalize off of each other. So, kind of makes me wonder, because I mean that would make sense, because with the background, the way the 4 is, if the 4 is a reference to Candyman's hook, they probably didn't change any of that because they liked the design and just changed the overall image of the skull. So it's very possible that this was meant to be Candyman's outing, because the Candyman movie was supposed to come out this month, if I remember right. So it makes sense, but unfortunately things took a turn and so forth. But I'm thinking definitely it's gotta be Tarman. Gotta be Tarman. I could be 100% wrong. I could be. But just, if I'm going off of that image and I had to guess, it's Tarman. But that's just a theory I have of who this could possibly be. Comment below if you think you know who the new killer is. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe, as well as hitting the notification bell to be alerted whenever a new video comes out, as well as when I go live. And as always, I am JG Darhk, and thanks for watching.